Welcome to this week's vlog, all you amazing, magnificent, phenomenal, and wonderful infinite beings. This is such a heavy topic to chat about because there are so many points of views attached to it on so many different levels. And it's on the topic of diagnosis and how sometimes a diagnosis can be far more fatal than the actual dis-ease that has been created in the body. Because remember, things that have been created in the body is because of a misalignment of energies, of emotions, of thoughts, of words that tend to cause energy blockages. And these energy blockages over time tend to create things that get stuck into our bodies. If you have a look at the one side of the scale, people will tell you that it is sometimes a non-treatable dis-ease, which doesn't give people much hope whatsoever. And because for the last 24 years, everything that I've worked with has been alternative, and even that word, saying that as alternative, it's just because it's against the mainstream narrative or mainstream media. But things that are spiritual, that are alternative, that are slightly different, have been frowned upon for so many years. And even now, where we live in a world that is so much more open to energy, to spirituality, to consciousness, and to awakening, there are still so many places where people get stuck into the old narrative of things. So I've had 2 clients this week that have been working through things that have been planted in their subconscious mind by doctors or by psychiatrists or by psychologists, that they would either have to be on medication for something for the rest of their lives, and that's almost like a death sentence if you have a look at it in terms of energy levels. Imagine receiving the statement, you have to be on XYZ for the rest of your life, and you want da 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 da. And we know of so many stories where people have been told you will never walk again in your entire life. And that person has kind of sat there with that going, you know what, that just doesn't resonate with me in my world. You might have that point of view, but I definitely don't have it. And those people have healed themselves, and that they've actually pushed themselves through their minds to actually break a diagnosis that they received, or a death sentence in terms of energy and words, because we know that words have huge amounts of power behind them. They have pushed past those limitations within their mind, and they've reprogrammed their subconscious mind to actually get on board with healing something within their bodies that was out of alignment, because that's all it is. Things that we are battling with or struggling with within our bodies is just a misalignment of energy, which is why the whole spirit, body, mind, trinity relationship is so important, because all 3 of those need to be in absolute perfect harmony for you to achieve personal mastery in your life, so that your connection to your spiritual being or your infinite being, because I know even the word spiritual has such a connotation to it, and we are spiritual beings, we are infinite, energetic, spiritual beings first and foremost. So this isn't something that is so like unnatural to us. This is the way that we are born into this world. It's just the world that tends to change things around us. I digress. Back to the topic of terms of how diagnosis can end up being sometimes being like this death sentence to a person. So if there is anywhere in your world and in your life that you have received a diagnosis of any kind, and it was a diagnosis that did not allow you the space and the energy and the consciousness to choose something different in your world, I would love for you to erase, eradicate, and eliminate that from your subconscious mind, and instead instill and impress upon your subconscious mind that you are the master co-creator of your life, and you get to choose beyond any diagnosis that you may have ever received about anything. It could be a health thing, or it could be a teacher at school who told you that you would never amount to anything. It is any program or statement that you received anywhere in your life that made you feel that you would never be able to surpass whatever this was, this judgment, this conclusion, this fact that was stated by someone when actually it wasn't a fact. Whatever was just an interesting point of view that that person had, because that is what that person believes in. So whatever you can erase, eradicate, and eliminate, all the points of views in your world where you feel that you cannot break through any limitation. And once you consider that, would you be willing to instill, install, and impress upon your subconscious mind that you have the ability to heal anything in your life? You have the ability to have the most beautiful relationship between your spirit, body, and mind, Trinity relationship, because even our bodies crave something actually completely different to what our minds crave. Our bodies naturally want to move. Our bodies love movement because they love the endorphins that are busy being released by movement. We're the only ones who have a point of view in terms of what that movement might be, because we're either into a competition with someone, or the ego comes in and says this has got to be better, and the body has to be punished in order for the body to feel this. And even that is like very interesting points of view, because our body just requires movement. It requires this rush of endorphins that only a certain movement that elevates the heart rate, even at the most slightest, allows endorphins to be released. You can even see it in something as simple as yoga. And I say as simple as yoga because it's not something that is looked at like running or cycling or triathlons or boxing or anything else that, feels like it's a lot more endurance based. But something as simple as yoga can get your heart rate flowing in such a way through holding certain positions or using certain breath work that the body gets these endorphins released. That's what the body requires. Once those endorphins are released, there is a flow of energy that is happening in your body, and your body actually requires far less food than you actually realize. So a lot of the times that principle that says eating small amounts often actually works for your body. I have found that that resonates with so many people, because people who tend to sit down with a really big meal tend to feel so full and so sluggish after that. But what if you didn't have this thing that you had to like sit down to a big meal? What if you could be like grazing and take a few things and, you'd be busy on your day because it actually excites you to be busy, not because your mind's going, oh my word, we've got so much on our plate to get through today. It's not about that. It's actually because you're excited and you graze a little bit here and you take a handful of fruit here and a handful of nuts there. And if you allow your body permission, you will crave the things that are nutritious for your body. I'm not even going to label that they're going to be healthy, because again, points of views around what's healthy and what's not healthy. Something nutritious, if you asked your body, hey body, what would you like that is nutritious for you? What would be amazing for you? And what would be a contribution to you? Body aspect. And then your mind being very aware of what's programmed in your subconscious mind that no longer serves you any purpose, and utilizing your mind to actually go beyond the subconscious mind. Tap into the superconscious mind, which is where our connection to our higher self and to the universe actually resides, where it's a lot more energy, it's a lot more fast paced. It is something completely different. It is not something that slows you down, makes you feel heavy. It doesn't make you go into judgment and conclusions and decisions and rejections and separations and all of those things. It allows you to step into allowance. It allows you to step into miracles and magic and possibilities that exist. So again, everywhere that you have received a diagnosis of any kind that felt like a death sentence to you, an energetic death sentence, know that you can erase it. You can eradicate it, and you can eliminate it from your subconscious mind, and you can instill and impress and install something far more beneficial to you and your subconscious mind that you can flow through, that will be such an elevation in your world that you'll feel your energies actually vibrate at a higher level. You'll feel yourself almost ascending energetically, because no longer do you have something that is weighing you down. You no longer have something that is that's it. That's the only way that can be. You have a possibility. You have an opportunity to go, cool, I may have been told this, but what is possible beyond this? And what else is available to me beyond this? So that is today's topic. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, hit that like button. If this is something that intrigues you and you want to have a conversation about this on a different level, please just pop it into the comments. I'd love to know what topics topics it is that you would like more clarity on, especially in my field, which is personal mastery coaching and spiritual mentoring, and just allowing people to remember that they are an alchemist in their lives, that they are first and foremost a spiritual, energetic, infinite being. Energy is your first language, and that you can navigate through this reality far greater and far better than you've ever been taught to before. So if that's something that intrigues you and you'd like to have a say in certain topics that you'd love to hear about, please just let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And again, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified and kept up to date when new vlogs come through. And also just to share this with anyone that you think or feel that this may resonate in their world with. So sending you all lots of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings. And one last time, whatever diagnosis you've received on any level in your life, would you consider erasing, eradicating, and eliminating that from your subconscious mind, and instead instill, impress, and install upon your subconscious mind something that will serve you far greater, and that's something that can be a massive contribution into your world? And what else could be infinitely possible with this new contribution in your mind, in your body, and even in your spirit trinity relationship? Until next week, everyone, lots of love, magic, and blessings.